did my presentation on Vitruvius and his book, De Architectura. To start off my PowerPoint, I did a quote by him that says, "Neither natural ability without instruction, nor instruction without natural ability can make the perfect artist." So, who is Vitruvius? Not much is known about Vitruvius besides what was included in his writings. He was a Roman architect, author, civil engineer, military engineer, and he lived primarily during the 1st century BC. He also served as an artilleryman in the military, and after he got out of the military, he established himself as a professional architect. As an architect, some of his duties included town planning, surveying, engineering, and completing architectural designs. During his time period, there was only one known building constructed by him in Italy, and it was called the Basilica di Fano. So, the Basilica di Fano, it was built around 19 BC, and Vitruvius described the basilica to have attributes that were unlike any other Roman cathedral. It had a centralized porticoed hall that was about 150 feet in length and had 18 columns at about a 5-foot diameter each. Following most Roman traditions, the court inside the basilica was placed on the long side of the building, and unfortunately it was destroyed by the Goths, who invaded Italy, and there's nothing left of the building today. So more on De Architectura. So basically it was a multi-volumed work that combined the history of architecture and engineering with Vitruvius's own personal experiences and advice for others in the field. He dedicated the whole entire series to his patron, Caesar Augustus. He even had a very long paragraph just for him in the beginning of the first book. It consists of 10 books on 10 different topics, and it was most likely written between 27 and 23 BC. So to start, Book 1 primarily involved town planning, architecture, and civil engineering in general. Book 2 talks mostly about the origins of buildings and the various materials used in their construction. It also provides information about materials such as bricks, sand, lime, stone, wood, concrete, and cement. Book 3 provides information on temples and the order of architecture. Most of the 3rd book is spent discussing the mathematics and correct proportions needed to properly construct a temple. And then Book 4 is actually a continuation of Book 3. It mostly discusses Doric, Iconic, and Corinthian orders of architecture and the various types of temples and altars. So, Book 5 discusses civil buildings such as forums, basilicas, theater, palaestrae, and harbors. Book 7 discusses information architects should know when constructing private residences. And Book 7 mostly provides advice regarding paving, vaults, wall paintings, and specifies the best colors and their origins and history of use. In Book 7, we also discovered that Vitruvius was very fond of the color purple, and in this book he also provided some substitutes for colors such as purple and ochre. Finally, Book 8 is about water sources and aqueducts. Some of the information discussed in this book included how to find water, various types of water, and how to find safe water. Finally, in his books, Vitruvius establishes the 3 principles of good architecture, which are firmatus, which means durability. This means that a building should stand up robustly and remain in good condition throughout its time. The second good principle of architecture is utilitas, meaning utility, and it basically says that it should be useful and function well for the people who are using it. And the third good principle of architecture is venustatis, which means beauty, and it basically means that any building should delight people and raise their spirits. Thank you.